Hello and welcome to the News Mongolia on MNB World. It's Tuesday, June the 29th. I'm Batsir Namshir. And for our top stories, Grief and Break movement protest held at Sukhpatar Square. A Czech Shark ultralight aircraft is heading to Mongolia. Rescue patrols operate near rivers. For other news, stay tuned. Today, on Tuesday, the Ministry of Health reported 1,727 new cases. The total number of coronavirus cases in Mongolia is now 113,232.
Also today, 15 people have died due to COVID-19 complications. The increasing number of fatalities is a big worry these days. The death toll has reached 548 in Mongolia. The vaccination rollout is continuing nationwide. Pregnant women and 16 or 17-year-old teenagers are getting the Pfizer vaccine. As of today, about 68% of all confirmed cases in Mongolia have recovered. Among the patients being hospitalized, 70% are showing mild symptoms. But the number of patients with severe conditions is increasing these days. If a pregnant woman becomes infected with COVID-19 after being vaccinated, she will have a mild form of the disease. Vaccination during pregnancy can cause adverse effects on the fetus. To date, more than 30% of all pregnant women have been vaccinated. In Mongolia, there are around 1.1 million children aged between 0 and 17. As of today, the total number of infected children is 25,038. Of these, 12,924 were boys. 83.3% of all cases of infections in children are in Ulaanbaatar. Most of these children caught COVID-19 from their parents. Health officials note those who haven't received any vaccine shots are at serious risk. Therefore, vaccination is encouraged for everyone.
After surviving for a year and a half during on and off lockdowns, business owners and entities are now raising their voices, saying they can't take any more restrictions. The Grief and Break movement held a protest at Sukhpatar Square yesterday.
Small and medium-sized businesses have been suffering financially since the first lockdown was imposed in early 2020. The on and off lockdowns have presented challenges to the survival of small businesses, and many people have already lost profits, employment, and their businesses. Some say that lockdown measures have shown no results in curbing the rate of infection. Feeling frustrated, business owners are saying they have reached their limit. On Monday, a peaceful Grief and Break demonstration was held at Sukhpatar Square. City residents, business owners, and healthcare workers stood in silent, orderly lines.
I own a lounge. We also sell food. Our business has been disrupted since January 27, 2020. We resumed operations just a couple of times in between. We have a huge debt at the bank now. Our business went onto the graded blacklist. The government has stated that it will nullify the blacklist when businesses pay their debt before July 1st. But we are still prohibited from being open. So how can we get out of debt? There was plenty of time to restrain the rate of infection. But the presidential election and the public parades were organized during the COVID-19 surge. We are asking why can't we operate at 50% capacity? All of us have already had 2 doses of the vaccine. We are asking the government to review these unrealistic measures imposed on business owners.
Half of the doctors, nurses, and healthcare workers have been sent to work in the COVID-19 red zone, and the other half has been mobilized at vaccination rollout sites. We work so hard that we hardly have time to go to the restroom. I'm here to represent my comrades in the healthcare sector. Science reading Can't Stand Anymore were held during the protest. After a year and a half of struggle, businesses are making their voices heard.
Annually, Mongolia exports around 58,000 tons of meat. In the first half of 2021, Mongolia is facing a dire challenge from COVID-19. It has affected meat exports, causing them to be halted temporarily.
In 2018, Mongolia saw a 54% growth in meat exports. In that year, meat worth $83 million and meat products worth $80 million were exported. Starting from 2020, meat exports have been falling due to border closures caused by the pandemic. At this current situation in 2021, meat exports have been temporarily stopped altogether. It's because COVID-19 was detected from a package of meat. The meat producers are also under a temporary suspension. Since the start of this year, a total of 15,000 tons of meat has been exported. Most of the products were heat-treated, and 95% of them were exported to China.
You're watching News Mongolia on MNB World. Now let's take a look at currency exchange rates provided by Mongol Bank. Now let's take a look at Mongolia's current affairs.
A two-seater Shark number 103 departed for Mongolia from Vaclav Havel Airport in Prague yesterday at 3 p.m. local time. Despite holding the world record for the fastest speed in its category, the 6,696-kilometer route to Ulaanbaatar will take a total of 5 days, with intervals over Poland, Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia, and Russia to reach Ulaanbaatar in time for the opening of the new international airport. The plane with the image of a colorful phoenix on its wings, created by the artist Amar Sana, will be the first of its kind to arrive in Mongolia. The delivery of the Shark OK-AUR-71 continues the 71-year history of Czech-Mongolian relations, during which the Czechs helped build the Hospital No. 1 in Ulaanbaatar, as well as mining, leather, and shoe factories. In recent years, Mongolian conservationists have also partnered with the Prague Zoo. The Czech Republic has been supplying Mongolia with buses, motorcycles, cars, locomotives, and other equipment for many years. Today, the Czech Republic is considered one of the best equipment manufacturers in the world. Now, Mongolia is cooperating with the Czech Republic in the field of ultralight aviation. Denis Gibadulin, CEO of Shark Aero CZ, and Gerhard Wackenhardt, a German pilot who is a long-term resident of Mongolia, will present a 1:20 scale model of the Czech plane when it arrives in Mongolia.
In the area of Irtnaransom of the Sukhbaatar province, a scrub fire broke out which resulted in the burning of about 10 hectares of land. There have been no reports of serious damage to livestock or property due to the forest fire. According to officials, firefighters of the 47th Fire and Rescue Brigade of the Department of Emergency Situations of the Som in Sukhbaatar province had to travel 70 kilometers and arrived on the scene of the incident. The fire was completely extinguished by 2:25 a.m. on June the 29th. The fire burned over an area of about 100 square kilometers. Rivers in Khinty province are in flood. Currently, the water levels are 8 to 49 centimeters higher than the usual average. Since many people are drawn to rivers for recreational activities during summertime, rescue patrols have started operating along the rivers with a boat.
The major rivers in Khinty province, such as the Hirlung, Onong, and Balch, are all showing high water levels. In the upcoming days, the forecast is for heavy rain and temperatures of about 30 degrees Celsius. During this heat, the public tend to go to the river for swimming and potentially put their lives at risk. Therefore, the emergency department of Khinty province started using rescue boat patrols along the rivers. They patrol an area of about 10 kilometers daily.
During the patrol, we see many people that have come to the river for recreational purposes. Also, there are many cases of heavy drinking near the river. People who don't adhere to our rules make things harder for us. We are on our duty in collaboration with the police department.
Crowding at the riversides also creates high risks of COVID-19 infection. Patrols are warning residents to remain alert from flooding rivers and remind them to keep social distance at the same time. Some apartment residents in Hinti province turned their stairwell into a piece of mural art. 24 households joined the art project using their own funding. Now they are living in a picture-filled stairwell. The art project was initiated by one of the residents, Orongo. Now all floors of the stairwell display a variety of pictures. At first, walls were incompatible for painting. Therefore, residents prepared the wall themselves. Residents of each floor decided what to paint on their wall. Most of them chose cartoon characters, nature and Mongolian lifestyle. Then all the pictures were drawn by artist and wood carver Jargalma, who is known for her street art projects. Residents say the pictures make them happy. We moved into this apartment in 2015. In the beginning, the stairwell was clean. Later, children started scribbling on the walls. Every time I look at them, I felt uncomfortable. Then an idea popped into my mind to turn the whole apartment stairwell into a piece of art. The real cost of the painting exceeded what had budgeted. But still, I painted these pictures for them because their passion and enthusiasm moved me. While I was drawing, residents put much interest and shared their opinions. I loved them.
Orongo's new idea was quickly favored by the residents. Even children from other apartment blocks come to play, saying they want to be in fairyland.
The 32nd Summer Olympics will kick off on July 23rd in Tokyo, Japan. Tokyo 2020, which was supposed to take place last year but was postponed due to the global epidemic, will last for 16 days and will end on August 8. Mongolia, which competed for the first time in the 1964 Olympic Games in Tokyo, will take part in the second Olympic Games in the capital of the island nation. To date, Mongolia's national teams and athletes have earned 41 places in 12 sports. Also, for the first time, our country received the right to participate in team sports and table tennis. Silver medalist of the Olympic Games, Somya won the right to participate in Tokyo 2020. A month is left before the start of the 32nd Summer Olympic Games Tokyo 2020. Judoka Somya, who recently won the right to compete in the 57 kg weight category, is a hero of labor, a member of the national team. She was born in 1991 in the Baron Turunsom of Ost province. She is an athlete of the national team. At the age of 15, she joined the Mongolian Girls Club of Batarsurung at the Palace of Sports. She graduated from the Mongolian State Pedagogical University with a degree in teaching and training.
Following this, let's take a look at the weather forecast for the world's major cities. Well, that's all for today. Thank you for staying with us. We'll see you on Wednesday with more news and updates. Goodbye.